Hello, my darlings. It's ALB in Whisperland here. Tonight is going to be a very personal video for me, as you saw in the title. In tonight's video, I'm going to be touring you through all three of my wedding dresses. Along the way, I'm going to show all the details of the dresses and tour you through them, but also tell you a little bit about myself, a little bit about my wedding story or stories that were a part of that. And in addition, I'm going to share photos from those times with you guys. At the end of the video, I'm going to share photos from our most recent photo shoot that I've never posted anywhere. So please stay tuned till the end of the video for those. But as you can see, I have our first dress here. So we're going to get started with this one. Before we get too into the video, I just want to take a second to say thank you to tonight's video sponsor, Raycon, longtime friends of the channel. This time of year, I really get into my groove because I love the holidays. I like to decorate, I make handmade gifts, but on top of that, I am tasked with everyone's least favorite activity, which is cleaning the apartment in anticipation of guests arriving. To keep myself entertained in these situations, I listen to audiobooks and podcasts with my Raycon Essential Open Earbuds. Black Friday is on the way, and Raycon's whole selection of audio products are up to 30% off. It's the perfect time to upgrade your sound or get ahead on gifting. I've been wearing them for years, and because Raycon earbuds come in so many different colors, it's easy to match your headphones to your personal aesthetic. They have a lightweight design that never feels bulky, even after hours of wear. The fit is really secure, so I don't worry about losing them on a walk or out doing errands. Raycon quality rivals the big premium audio brands, but at half the price. They're affordable, and the sound is really great. And at the end of the day, the sound is what it's all about. So go to buyraycon.com/ALBopen to take advantage of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal. That's 30% off the entire Raycon website when you go to buyraycon.com/ALBopen or click the link in the description. It's a great deal and it helps support this channel too. Thank you again to Raycon. Alright, so we're going to start out at the very beginning. For those of you who don't know, I'm married. I feel like I talk about it from time to time, but I will say every time I mention my wife or being married, I do get a lot of comments saying, I didn't know ALB was married. I am. We just celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary, which kind of made me think about doing this video. Just the process of, choosing dresses or things like that. It made me kind of want to welcome you guys a little into that part of my life. So this dress is a prized possession of mine, not because of how much it's worth or how much I paid for it, but really because of the meaning it has for me. Also, don't mind me putting my arm around. This mannequin is around my size, so I keep wanting to it's a friend, but this dress is very precious to me. This is the dress I was married in, and it was 10 years ago, so I wouldn't say my style then is one-to-one what it is now, but when I look at this dress, I just think it's so sweet. It just evokes pure sweetness to me. Because I look back at that person who I was 10 years ago, and I just want to give her a big hug, and I just think, like, so young and so sweet, very precious. So a little bit about the day I got married. I suppose I should give you a little bit of a backstory. So my wife and I were long distance for 2.5 years of our relationship. The first year and a half, we were not married, but we got married at about 1.5 years in, and it took another year before she could move to my country. She's originally from America, New Jersey to be specific, and I'm from Canada, and pretty much immediately after meeting, we knew we wanted to get married. I don't know how to explain it. We don't really have a traditional story. We never did a big proposal. Nobody got down on one knee. Nothing like that. But probably within, I don't know, like a couple of months of dating, we both just started talking about, well, of course, we're gonna get married, right? Like, it was never a question for us. I look back on that and I think that's so funny. But yeah, that's what we were like. And so after we got married, about 1.5 years in, we began the immigration process. So I, as a Canadian, had to apply to sponsor my wife to come to my country. And then after I got approved for that, which was a very long and very expensive process, I got approved. So that meant we could apply as a couple for her to move here. And she had to apply as a person as well. Again, very expensive, very stressful. One of the most stressful things I've ever done. We did not hire a lawyer. We couldn't afford it, frankly. So we navigated the whole system by ourselves, and it was very stressful, but it was one of the best things that I've ever done in my life. We both took huge chances on each other. I was taking a chance on, sort of putting myself out there in a financial sense, because to be someone's sponsor, you're taking full responsibility for them. And you have to be able to be prepared to support them. And for her, she made the ultimate leap to be with me, which was to leave her friends and family behind and move to a different country where she didn't know anybody besides me. And she gave up her career and the path she was on, living in her home country, to move to be with me, which is the biggest gift anyone's ever given me, and I don't take it for granted at all. So luckily it all worked out beautifully for us. We got approved and she got to move to Canada. A couple years after that, she applied to become a Canadian citizen. So now she's a Canadian citizen as well. All of this to say, I know this is we're talking about the dress, but I want to tell you a little bit about our story so that you can understand. We did not have a wedding. Well, we did, but not in like this sense. I think if most people think about a wedding, we pretty much eloped. We just went to City Hall in Toronto and we got married. Two things. Neither of us wanted to have a big wedding ceremony. It's just not something either of us ever wanted. Thing number two, we could not afford to do this. since, both of us are completely financially independent and have been our whole adult lives, so the immigration process was very expensive, and we're both very practical people. And we just said, do you care about this? No? Let's not even worry about it. So we had a City Hall wedding, and I wore this to get married at City Hall. And I love this dress so much, so let me show you all the details here. You're gonna love it. First, notice these lovely pink organza ribbons. There are 4 ribbons down the bodice, and they're this lovely pink. Of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have something pink on my wedding day, even though my hair was like bright pink at the time. I had to have a little pink, a little something. There's this really gorgeous lace. This is polka dotted lace, and this is very high quality lace. It's really lovely. It's soft, it's not scratchy at all. It's very, very fine and gorgeous. There is lace detailing all of the sides here. You can see all of the straps here, lace. And then I think the most beautiful part of the skirt is this gorgeous print. It's absolutely stunning. So this dress is made by a brand called Angelic Pretty, and this is a Japanese brand that I had been a fan of since I was like 13. Okay, like, this is one of my favorite brands. I, as a very young person, was absolutely obsessed with this brand. I would draw so much art from pictures online, and I can't even tell you what a gorgeous full circle moment it was for me in 2023 when I went to Japan for the first time and got to go into the Angelic Pretty store. Oh, God. I could have cried. Like, it was so great. Now, I wouldn't say that I would wear everything from Angelic Pretty, but I'm sure a lot of you experience this too. Like, our personal styles cannot be tied to one specific brand or fashion house. I think that's the fun of personal style. So, a lot of it is not necessarily something I would wear, but like 20% falls in line with my style, because I love girly stuff and I love kitschy stuff. I love campy stuff, right? And so I think you'll see it makes perfect sense that my little pea brain was like, well, I'm getting married. I have to wear a dress with cakes all over it. So here we have the cake dress, right? So take a look at this print. We have all kinds of little cakes on it. And whipped cream detailing. This is a lovely sheer chiffon. Okay, this is very delicate and beautiful. It's printed directly on the chiffon. It's very luscious. I adore it. It's kind of a cream color rather than being like super, super white. And that's what I wanted, I think that suits like how I wore my hair at the time. My hair at the time I got married was like down to my bum. It was so long. Very different than it is right now. And I bought this secondhand, actually. I bought this from someone who had worn it and loved it. And it was still in perfect condition for me. So this was to be my wedding dress. And even though, I haven't worn it since, I don't think I can ever get rid of this dress. It is so precious to me. I've just accessorized it here with what I wore on the day, which is this tiny, very thin strand of freshwater pearls. This belonged to my grandmother few things that I got passed down from her. And so that was my little personal homage to my family that day. I'm actually going to turn this around so you can see the back detailing. So take a look at this gorgeous detailing along the back. There's elastic shirring in this back section, so it's totally stretchy. And then we have this sort of faux corset lacing up the back here. It's mostly decorative, and that is with this satin ribbon in pink here. But then in addition, we also have a very lovely set of waist ties in the same fabric as the rest of the dress. And one of my favorite details on this is, take a look at the buttons here on the waist ties, and as well here on the adjustable straps are little whipped cream dollops. They are sort of pearlescent, and they're little whipped cream dollops, which is just, it's very emblematic of this brand. They don't stop at the finishes. They make everything very gorgeous for this. So this is about a tea-length dress. I never really have wanted floor-length gowns. It's not really my style. Even the lace at the bottom is unique and detailed. There's tiny little APs for angelic pretty, and there's little strawberries and little bows in the lace. Like, come on. There is 2 layers of built-in lining, but I also wore a bit of a petticoat under this to give it some fluff, some character. The shoes I wore with this I don't even have anymore, because I bought shoes that I would wear all the time, and I did just that. So I wore them till they could not be worn anymore, but I chose to do like a cream shoe, a cream heel. Alright, I'm gonna get the next dress to show you. So, this is my dress that I wore for our announcement photos. Even though, we didn't have a big wedding ceremony or anything like that, we still really wanted to commemorate this amazing big event in our lives and really commemorate it so that we could share our joy with friends and family and loved ones. So we decided this was the area we wanted to invest a little bit and have really lovely photos done. And I'll tell you one thing, we've been married for 10 years. Not one single time have either of us regretted not having a big wedding. Not one time. But every day I think back and I'm just so glad we had lovely photos done. It was totally worth it. Oh my gosh. So this is a very simple dress. It's pretty like a cream. It's not super white. It has this lovely neckline. This is something that I loved about it the most, is the neckline. It's not quite a boat neck, but it is like a scoop. And then at the back here, it just kind of comes down. I'll put some photos here of us, some of my favorites. This is so long ago, but it's still, so recent too, I guess. We're quite young in our lives, but it feels like a lifetime ago somehow. I'm so happy we got these photos done. This dress is from Unique Vintage, and at the time I wasn't working with them in the sense I wasn't doing any sponsored content for them, but from time to time they would reach out and say, would would you be interested in us gifting you a couple of pieces? You can do what you like with them. And so I often made video content featuring their clothing, and so this is one of the pieces they sent for me. So it worked out really, really wonderfully. I love how comfortable this dress is. Once again, this is like a T-length dress, so it's not very long at all. It's like cocktail length. I'll say this. It did not go without mention in our lives, the fact that we chose not to have a wedding ceremony. There were some people in our families who were unhappy about that. But I really don't regret it at all. I think that when it comes to an important day like this, you have to be true to yourself, you know. One thing about me and my wife, we're not going to do things just because everybody we know has done it. We're going to do things our own way, and so that's just not something that was important to us. But I have to tell you, I love going to weddings. I just love it. I love getting dressed up and going dancing and eating delicious food. So I'm not a wedding hater. I love weddings. So I'm always kind of hoping someone I know will get married so I can come to the wedding because I love it. So as you can see, it scoops down just here. So it kind of has a bit of a lower back than the front. It's very, very flattering. Just has a very simple zipper closure down the back, and these seams meet quite nicely, and then you have these nice little pleats around the waist here. I did wear quite a fluffy petticoat under this one. Just on the model right now, I just have a regular sort of light petticoat, but I wore quite a fluffy one. And it's just a simple, classic dress. I wanted to do something for those photos that was sort of timeless, I guess you would say, that I knew I would always look back and love. I would say, like, for my actual wedding day dress, the day I got married, it was a bit more playful, a bit more just kitschy and over the top. And then for these photos, I wanted just something a little classic. This has a very nice 3/4 length sleeve, very comfortable. We got married in August, so I needed to pick something that was like not too hot, you know, like comfortable. But I like the 3/4 sleeve. It's just very me, and I think on occasions like this, you have to stay true to your own style. It's very important. When I think about my own personal style, I try to have everything that I bring into my wardrobe fit one of 3 words. And I learned this trick through one of my favorite podcasts. You must listen. It's called Articles of Interest. They do a lot of great episodes. Probably my favorite series is the Preppy series, but I digress. The episode that I'm thinking, I'll link in the description as well, but it's basically called like how to wear clothes or how to buy clothes or something, or how to find your style. And in that episode, the stylist says, you should think to yourself, what are 3 words that encapsulate my personal style? And anything that you're thinking about buying or bringing into your wardrobe should fit those 3 words, right? So my 3 words that I try to keep in mind are kitschy, because I love kitschy stuff. Elegant, because I want to try to be elegant with my personal style, even if I'm not always achieving it. That's my goal. And fancy. I like fancy things. And fancy does not mean expensive. In fact, the way I do it, it's almost never expensive. But fancy just means fancy. It's things that are... I'm trying to describe it without using the word fancy again, but You know fancy when you see fancy. It's fancy. So do yourself a favor and go check out that episode of that podcast. Let's take a look at the shoes that I wore with this dress. So these are the shoes that I wore with my very classic dress. Obviously these are not classic pair of shoes. These are like the kitschy element, you know. And it wouldn't be me if I didn't do just a little too much, right? By the way, you guys, I have to say, because we're looking at a pair of irregular choice shoes, our regular choice is going out of business. If you haven't seen already, you can read on their website why that's happening, but you know, everything is super on sale on their website and not for a fun reason. But these are irregular choice shoes. They're from the Cinderella collection. The box is a little janked up because, I mean, they've had these for 10 years, so I have not pulled these out in many years. Kind of exciting for me to take the shoe out here. They're still in pretty good shape actually. So these are the shoes. I decided to go with a black shoe with this cream rosette on the toe because it matched really well with the cream. Shoes are really neat. They have a little fluff stuck on the bottom. With my irregular choice shoes, I always buy the stick-on bottom covers to protect the actual gorgeous underside of the shoe. So, because these have been worn quite a bit, please be forgiving. They're not in mint condition. These were very much enjoyed. This little detail on the heel of the bow. Isn't that lovely? And then, what does it say right here? Even miracles take a little time. And it has the fairy godmother and the pumpkin carriage. They're kind of perfect for the theme of getting married, and I thought this little touch on the heel is kind of like a ring, you know. And the rosette is a cream velvet with the tiny little crystals on it. I'll show you the other shoe as well because it's slightly different. It's in pretty much the same condition. I mean, it's used, but you guys know it's used. This heel is a little different. It has fairy godmother turning the pumpkin into a carriage. And it says bippity boppity boo on it. The little bow detail. And the underside is quite beautiful, but again, I have the protective cover on this part, so you can't see it that well. But I really do feel that it went very well with the dress. It's very emblematic of my taste at that time, and I look back on it and I still think it's a fabulous choice. Put these back in the box now. You know, as a rule, I try not to hold on to stuff that I'm not using if my only interest in it is like very sentimental. And truthfully, I haven't worn these shoes for many years, but it's tough to know, you know, what to hang on to and what not to. Maybe one day I'll pass these on to a loved one or something, but for now, they're just precious to me. I'm gonna hold on to them. Alright, before I put this last dress on the model, don't look at her, she's not ready yet. I really want to show you the inside of this last dress because this is easily the fanciest dress. And the inside is in my opinion. Take a look at this tag. It literally says handmade with my name on it by She's Dynamite. This dress has boning on the inside, and it also has a built-in bra top, so you don't even have to wear a bra with this. This is the beauty you get with something that's handmade. Like, it's a feat of engineering on the inside. I just can't help but marvel at it. Alright, I'll put this on the mannequin now. My darlings, this is, I suppose, our finale in our series of dresses. This is my pride and joy, my 10-year anniversary dress. Life can be so busy. I know that you guys can relate, and we really wanted to take the time with such a big occasion to really mark it and celebrate it, you know. So we decided we wanted to do an updated photo shoot, and my anniversary gift from Nico was this dress. This dress is handmade by She's Dynamite clothing label. It's, to me, stunning. I found it because one of my favorite movies of all time is High Society with Grace Kelly. If you've seen that movie, or you're gonna go watch it now, I'm sure you will be able to tell that it was stylistically incredibly influential to me and my style overall. It is just visually decadent and delicious to watch. The songs are great too. I don't know if I think it's like a good movie, like from a critical standpoint, but I love it, It's good to watch old movies and just kind of experience old filmmaking. In that movie, Grace Kelly wears a gorgeous wedding dress at the end that I've always admired so much, and I came across She's Dynamite because they made a style of dress that is in direct homage to Grace Kelly's dress in that movie. And so many months in advance, like probably 4 or 5 months in advance, Nico ordered this for me and got all my measurements shipped over. I don't have this zipped up on the mannequin because I thought this mannequin was exactly my size, but I think it's 1 or 2 sizes too big because this does not zip up in the back. I think the rib cage is just a little different, and I wasn't gonna risk trying to zip it. So it's just sort of pinned for now, but I will show you the back. Don't worry. So we have this sheer organza fabric with all of these little embroidered flowers, little white flowers. Now, I'm a May Taurus, and my birth flower is Lily of the Valley. These aren't Lily of the Valley, but that in combination with the green, which is one of my colors, May wear emerald. That's our stone. Oh, that's funny. Green nails too. I thought green and cream would just be absolutely perfect. You'll notice the sleeves are so voluminous and very special. Like, they feel sort of angelic. And one of the details I love is that the dressmaker puts these tiny little elastics in the sleeves so that the gap sleeve will fit exactly right onto your arm, and it won't bunch up or hang down loose and look bad. it's always going to sit exactly where it's supposed to. There's so much gorgeous volume in the skirt. And I really love that there's like this sheer part, and there's also this kind of fitted corset part. It's just so decadent to me. This is a cocktail length dress, so again, not floor length. I'm not really a floor length person. I don't know why, I just never liked them on me. Let me spin this around and show you the back so you can see where the zipper would do all the way up. And there's a little hook and eye closure right up here, so when it's closed you get a sort of like a keyhole effect on the back, and it's sheer all the way on the shoulders, around the back. The zipper goes all the way down through here, and it zips up very nicely. It's a very heavy duty zipper. There's so much gorgeous gathering at the waist. This, of all the dresses, feels just like heavy duty in a way. Like, it is light to wear, but I guess what I'm saying is the construction feels so intentional. When I put it on, I mean, when you put anything custom on, it's just like it just fits your body a different way. You know, I wish I had the luxury of having all of my clothes fit me as well as this dress fits me. It's a totally different clothing experience to have something fitted just for your body. Very, very special, and just one of my prized possessions, you know, like, it's just gorgeous. I'm gonna insert some photos right now from our photo shoot. My very good friend Ishkan took these photos for us at a lovely museum in Toronto. Interestingly, this was also a spot that they filmed Anne of Green Gables, the movie. If any of you care about that, I know I do, but hilariously, I didn't find out about that until after we did the shoot. So clearly I just have like a very specific architectural taste. But I'm so happy with how these photos turned out. Like, I'm just so pleased with them. I'm so happy to have something to commemorate this time in our lives. In those photos, you really cannot see the shoes very well at all, so I'm happy to be showing them now so that they can have a little more time in the spotlight, because these are fabulous. I'm obsessed with them, but let me tell you, I had just the hardest time trying to find shoes that I felt went well with this dress. You know, it is so cream colored. It's like almost vanilla, or like really, really milky tea. So it was very tough. I decided to go for white shoes because the flowers are white, but I probably looked for the right shoes for over 4 months. I just had a dickens of a time. I have never bought anything from this brand before, but I ended up getting these Badgley Mishka shoes because literally I just love them. I had never even heard of this brand before. I found these, but I got them at Anthropology. So I learned my lesson, and when I was choosing shoes, I decided you simply must get shoes that you will wear again. Do not spend money on shoes that you're only going to wear for this special occasion. Get get shoes you'll wear over and over again. Ironically, these are bridal shoes, and the bottoms of them are like suede because I think you're just supposed to wear them like walking down the aisle. But I'll tell you, since the shoot, I have worn these many times. I absolutely love them. These are just, I mean, come on. These are princess shoes to me. Look at the satin bows, the double bow, the pointed toe on that shoe. The bottoms, like I said, they're like suede, but I put sole protectors on them. I mean, it would be pretty disastrous if I ever stepped in a puddle. So I do have to be choosy about where I wear these, but to me they're just stunning. Satin all the way here, the double bows, and then the heel is not that high, just a little bit. And we have this nice ankle strap. Just so cute. I really love them. This is how they look together. Totally princessy. You know, I was even rewatching High Society and being like, well, what kind of shoes does Grace Kelly wear with her dress? But the ones she wears in the movie were not my style at all. So I just decided to do my own thing with it. And I love these shoes so much. I'm looking forward to wearing them many, many, many more times. Get these backed up here. Well, my darlings, thank you so much for joining me on this really nostalgic trip down memory lane. It's been really so amazing to look through these and think about so many happy times and share those memories with you. You know, when I got up this morning, it was snowing for the first time this year, or this winter, I should say. And I literally started crying because I love the snow so much. And I just took it as a sign of good things. I hope that I can send that joy. I'm looking out at the snow right now and I just feel so happy looking at it. It's my favorite season. I hope that I can send a little happiness your way as well. Please, everyone, take care of yourselves. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.